Hello everybody and welcome back to the MS Val Duisburg save, and I'm feeling slightly better even if I don't sound it, but I watched the last video back while I was editing it and I was like, wow, I sound horrendous. So hopefully I sound a little bit better, a bit chirpier. I'm feeling better, feeling chirpier today, but we are here for the made up rivalry that I've got in my head with Dynamo Dresden. Let's go and have a look. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the save, and we are taking on Dynamo Dresden in this one, and I do think I'm sort of making this rivalry up, but it stems from the first season, doesn't it? When it was us and them going for the title and they won it and we didn't. It was very irritating, but they're now in the relegation zone, so they suck, basically. We were going to come back from the game against 1860 Munich, but I thought we're playing Dynamo Dresden a bit later on. The first ever game of the series, I think, actually, was 1860 Munich, so we've done them. I want to go and beat Dynamo Dresden on camera and show them that we were the better team that came up a couple of seasons ago, or last season? 2 seasons ago, to see how we're getting on. But we've asked the board for lots of improvements, and they've said no, they're not going to improve our youth facilities, and they're not going to improve our youth recruitment either, but they are going to help us have better training facilities to allow players to reach their potential. Which is good, because actually in our under-19s we have quite a lot of high potential players, which is excellent. Part of them we've signed, some of them have come through the youth academy, but overall, yeah, we're in a pretty good position. And the youth team are all training very well as well, which is lovely to see. Absolutely lovely to see. Second team, don't really care about them. I've set them up with loads and loads of like friendlies, because they're not in a league. They obviously are in a league that's well in the background of the game. But yeah, so they're smashing people in these friendlies, and I think, well, their last one was on, yeah, well, like 2 months ago. So maybe I'll have to go through in the new year and set them up with some more as well. But generally, they've got some good players down here as well. They're just older than 19 and not quite good enough for the first team. So we'll see how it goes. David Dogu is the one that I'm probably most interested in. We signed him last episode. Looks pretty decent. He'll probably will get a call up soon. He's 11 appearances for the under-9 for the second team, not the under-19s. A 7.04 average, but they have been playing some pretty rubbish teams. Yeah, so not much else to report on there. The first team squad have been getting on reasonably well. Our last episode was here after the Paderborn game. We did the deadline day, and it was pretty busy, actually. A lot busier than I thought it would be. I did say it'd be a panicky one, but, you know, it is what it is. And well, we lost the next game after that, 3-2. Very irritating. But then we won the next one after that, 3-2. Lucas Ambrose actually scored 2 as well, which was lovely. Drew of Nuremberg, 1-0. Drew of Kaiserslautern, 1-0, 1-1. Drew of Kaiserslautern, 2-2. Lost to Mainz, 5-1, which was impressive because we weren't that bad. Drew 1-1 with Darmstadt, which was impressive because we absolutely battered them. Lost 3-1 to 1860 Munich. Yeah, played Radek Vitek, no, 5.9. Not his fault, to be honest. We got a man sent off. Nicholas Kole got sent off in the 31st minute after Luka Zahovic had opened his account for the club. His colleague at left back or left wing back decided to dive two-footed about arse high on a player. Straight red card, no appealing whatsoever, definite red card. And then Vitek was actually playing half decent, but he scored an own goal, so it really knocked his rating down to a 5.9, which was disappointing. That was then backed up by another 3-1 loss, which we scored in the 93rd minute, right? Which would suggest they absolutely dominated us, and then we got a goal when they took their foot off the pedal. No. If you look at the little graphs down here, we dominated most of the game. We had much better XG. We just couldn't put the ball in the bloody back of the net. And for that, I blamed Luka Zahovic, Tashi, Matt Smith, and Nilson Angulo until Lewis Richardson came on. So, yeah, we played 5 strikers in that game and only 1 got a goal. It was very irritating between them. But we have just hit a good bit of form. 1-0 win over Erzgebirge Aue, which is a famous name of a club that I can't say. And 1-0 against Magdeburg as well, which was very nice indeed. The Magdeburg result probably should have been 3 or 4-0, but we are having a little bit of an issue putting the ball in the onion bag, so to speak, because we're creating chances, we're just not finishing them off, which is very strange because last year we created chances and finished them off. And this year with the same strike force, when I can pick any of them together and they don't score. It's very, very irritating. But saying that, looking at the squad, we'll get on to the 4 green names in a minute that we've got on trial because I was scouring the free agent list again. Top goal scorer, or top goal scorer at the club with 6 is Lucas Ambrose from central midfield. He is popping up with lots of much needed goals from central midfield, which is lovely. 4 for Tashi, 2 for Angulo, 2 for Sagiri, 2 for Ribeiro, a few ones in there, so you can see not scoring that many this season. Assists wise, we've got 5 for Sissoko, 3 for Moreira, 3 for Tashi, 2 for Bakir, and 2 for Ribeiro as well. And then we have Zima on 1, which I can assume was from a header. I can't really remember it. But Zima has been our ever-present player with 16 appearances out of 16 this year, which is good. He would have been up there with the goalkeeper. Why can't I forget? There he is, Vincent Muller. He would have been up there with Muller, but he did pick up an injury, which is why Vitek is now our starting keeper at the moment, because he's training better than Braun in that position. But yeah, it's been going reasonably well. I think the Bundesliga 2 seems like a really tough division because 2 automatic spots and 1 playoff spot. And I think we're a couple of players in certain positions away from being good enough to have a consistent title challenge. But this year I think it's going to be a little bit of a step too far unless results start turning in our favour. But we've won 6, drawn 5, lost 4 with a goal difference of 0, and we sit in 6th. And then you compare that to like the top 2, won 11, drawn 2, lost 2, goal difference of 18, and Hamburg who have won 8, drawn 5, lost 2 with a goal difference of 10. I mean, even third place Paderborn won 8, drawn 4, lost 3, 14 goal difference. So it's just their goal differences are so much better than anyone else in the league. Although weirdly Kaiserslautern, who have the same points as us, have a 7+ goal difference, but they're a bit of an anomaly. So yeah, we're just missing that little something. And if we look at our XG table, we should be in 5th, so we're not too far away from what we are supposed to be doing anyway. So I do think it's just a slight level of player increase, and we could get there. So we went scouring on the free agents, and we found ex-Man City player Tommy Doyle. Looks pretty good. He's on trial for us for 2 weeks. It's going to be ending after the Dresden game. So would definitely improve our central midfield, I think. Definitely give us more options anyway. Callum Chambers, former England international Callum Chambers, is on a free transfer and would definitely help out at centre-back for us. Now, I am a little bit stung by the Anthony Martial fiasco, I think is what we'll call it. We brought him in. He was absolutely terrible. But again, I think these players are sort of similar. If we bring him in, then you could definitely loan them out or sell them for more than you paid if you got them on a free. Pietro Pellegrini could potentially help us get some goals. The Italian former international, 1 cap, 0 goals. Very good physicals, good mentals, and at this level, pretty good technicals as well. I just feel like, released from Torino in Serie B after they got relegated. Could he do it? Probably. Sebastian Esposito, a ex-Wonder Kid, I think. I mean, he should be a no-brainer, right? Am I being an idiot? He should be a no-brainer. Released from Inter Milan. I think we have to bring him in. Now, we've got the 80% rule this year, haven't we? So 80% of our non-German signings have to be from the former Eastern Bloc. East is that way for me, in case you think I'm pointing the wrong way, but the camera reverses things. Former Eastern Bloc, that's how we're describing it. So if we bring him in, I'd have to do the maths, and then it means we may have to go and sign another player. This is the problem. All these players we found, none of them are from former Eastern Bloc countries. So the more of them we bring in, the more other players we have to bring in that were from former Eastern Bloc countries, and it means our squad gets pretty bloated, or we bring in youngsters and see if they can help and go from there. So yeah, we'll see. Because I think our percentage was around 84%. I need to check it. We're definitely above 80, but I need to check it and then do the maths to see if we've signed all 4 of them, how many extra ones do we have to bring in and things like that. But it's a very interesting dynamic. Speaking of transfers, we are bringing in a youngster, Gabriel, 250k. Our director of football or head scout, I think, found this guy. Looks very good. And they sort of did the thing where they go out and make a deal and get it all sorted and then ask me to confirm it. So he is joining, but I'm not going to count him as a non-German Eastern Bloc / part of that deal, because 1, he's not going to be in our first team for at least 2-3 years, and 2, I didn't find him and sign him. It was the AI, so hopefully that fits that rule. If you've got any issues with that, let me know down below, and then I can choose to ignore it. So no, obviously not. I'll take it all in and see what the consensus says. But that's pretty much the update. That's taken me around about 10 minutes to get that far, so good stuff. Let's go and play Dynamo Dresden. Now, we know what system we're going to play. We're sticking with the 3-5-2, which is yet to be named because I'm recording this before I've seen comments on the Youth Academy episode to ask for names for it, and I think I asked for names for it in the last episode of this as well, but if I didn't, let me know and leave a name for it. This is what it looks like if you're new for some reason. We're playing this 3-5-2 is what we are calling it. We're not going to call it a 5-3-2 or a 3-3-2-2. This is why it needs a name rather than Duisburg 3-5-2 Target Man. It needs a fancy name. So yeah, let me know down below. But first thing we've got to do, Joshua Bitter, 5.5. He's been moaning about not playing enough, and then he trained really well, got into the team, and now he's not trained well at all. So you're out of here. You are literally the worst trainer at the club, so you're definitely not allowed to play. These two don't count, so let's get rid of... so you don't count. So Sedko obviously is not allowed in the squad. Neither is Stierlin. Wow, okay. Right, so everyone other than Stierlin, Sedko and Bitter can be picked. The three that have to be picked are... two right wing backs. Now, the rule did state I just pick the best one. So that is what we're going to do, which is Tadeo Moreira, who is the starting right wing back, so that's okay. That's an easy little change. We'll just move Zimmer over here, and then Senga can just come straight in at centre back. That's nice. That's easy. That's an easy change we can do. Mahamadou Wart is back from injury as well, so I think he will go on the bench. Although, no, we're going to put a goalkeeper on the bench. We've got loads of spaces on the bench, actually. War can go on the bench, and Matt Smith can go on the bench as well, because I'm not allowed to pick Stierlin, because he's one of the three worst trainers at the club. And again, that rule rears its head. I was going to say ugly head. It's not an ugly head. It's a great rule. Now, the reason I said a goalkeeper on the bench, I forgot to show you something. Yes, I forgot to show you something. This game here against Erzberger Au, Vincent Müller got injured. It's where he got his injury, which is why our other goalkeepers now, Vitek's now our main goalkeeper. So, brave Dimitri Duemi Napi came in and went in goal and had nothing to do and kept a clean sheet. 6'4", and he went in goal for us, and I don't think they ever had a shot at him. Vincent Müller got injured in the 60th minute, so half an hour he had to play in goal. We put centre-back Nappy in goal, and clean sheet. So good on him, because I didn't have a goalkeeper on the bench, and I've now learnt my lesson. So yeah, there we go. Right, that's our starting lineup pick. Let's get into the game against Dynamo Dresden. So we're going with Vitek, Zimmer, Senga, Brackelman at the back, Moreira, Ritz and Ribeiro, Sissoko and Kalemba in the middle, Angulo and Tashi there as well. Now I'm actually going to start Lucas Ambrose for Kalemba in this one, because he's getting back to full fitness. So we'll put him in, and Kalemba wasn't one of the best or one of the worst, so they can both just switch around. Now I could bring in Alabak here, but the rule did state that if they're both in the same position, which Bakir and Moreira are, you play the better one. So, yeah, rather than try and put round pegs in square holes and stuff like that, or whatever the phrase is, we'll go with that. So, into this one we go. And with this one, we're going to be changing it. I normally play on sideline because it gives me a nice sort of analytical view of where I can see everyone is. But what we're going to do, by the way, this Team Talk, has not worked at all in any game. Ever I've used it in the whole of FM this year, so I'm avoiding that one. We're going to say I'm on a good run, go and impress me, and we're going to go from there. But what we're going to do for this one, while the teams get introduced, as it's a 4-2-3-1 for Dynamo Dresden in the Bundesliga 2, we're going to be going into Director Cam, because I've not used it. As I said, I'm a sideline boy, but I want to see if Director gives a bit of a better view for, in-game, on-camera, to see how it goes. But we're up in 6th, Dynamo Dresden down in 17th in the relegation zone, as it were. And we're going to see how this one goes. The linesman didn't have a flag then. I don't know if you caught that. It might have been behind my head, but yeah, the linesman definitely didn't have a flag while he was standing on the side of the pitch, which is a bit of a concern, because we are the team. Whoa, that looks very, very fast from this angle, doesn't it? Let's knock it down one. How's that? That still looks ridiculously quick. It's because it obviously brings you in a lot closer. Right, let's see. This looks very weird watching from this angle, but there you go. Park Kyu-hyun goes up to the strikers into Omichin. Omichin puts it in towards Biblia. He goes back to Metz. Metz puts it out to Park Kyu-hyun. Park Kyu-hyun goes to Metz. Now, those that have been on the channel for quite a while will know that this will be very alien for everybody to see this if you're a long-term viewer, because I've used sideline for as long as I can remember. As it goes into Thai, Thai goes out to Park Kyu-hyun. They're trying to move us around side to side. It's interesting from Dynamo Dresden this, as Will comes forward, steams into the box, a little cutback, good save and cleared behind by Maria. Vitek doing very well there. If they cross it high, when they put it loopy into the box, that's why I always get a little bit concerned, because his tendency to punch has... Well, it's definitely put him in trouble at least once this season, because I spoke about it in the last episode, but he is a bit of a... He's not a flapper, because some of his punches have been incredibly good. Like real distance, real commitment to the punch. But yeah, it's not always the best. But at the moment, both teams sort of cancelling each other out. We have had a shot and they haven't, but they've had the highlights as Will gives it back to Metz into Prados. Now obviously on the bench we have LZ40 waiting to pounce if he wants to. He's actually been really, really disappointing since signing him. Senga does well to win the header. That's not a good pass, but Breckerman does really well. Sissoko back to Radek Vitek, signed from Man United on a free transfer. Brackelman brings it out, another free transfer. So we could have an old 11 of free transfers thinking about it probably. Into Senga. Senga just trying to move this around. Retz, another free signing. Zimmer, another free... Oh no, I think we paid cash for Zimmer. As Maria into Ambrose. That's nice. Angulo picks this one up. Can find Sissoko. Sissoko comes forward. He's got Angulo making a really good run and he has picked Angulo out. Oh, it's a lovely dink. It's 1-0. It's a really good football from MS Val Duisburg. And yeah, you know, I thought that was going to start with a Dresden goal. And we've gone in and made it a 1-0 lead for the away team. Angulo into Sissoko. And it was just here I thought he was going to put that first time in, but Angulo bent his run really well, stayed onside, got through on goal, and the boy signed from Anderlecht has a really good finish. And that is 1-0 MS Val Duisburg, and we take that. We absolutely take that all day. Yes, Dresden are down near the bottom, but we really should be scoring more goals than we have done so far. So I'm hoping that this will maybe open the floodgates. If we can get one for the confidence, that'd be lovely. Reitz, oh my God, he's had two in a row. The ball nearly fell to Ambrose as well. Two absolute rockets there. That guy has the longest legs in the world. Did you see that, paramedic? His legs were huge. He'd be striding on the pitch like Usain Bolt. Ambrose, left-footed corner, and it goes. Breckelman with a header. Oh, you put the boys live on camera and they start scoring goals. I can't remember the last time we scored a corner. Absolutely lovely. Ambrose to Brackelman. I was impressed by his height when we saw him on the free transfer list. And, well, he's stuck that one in, isn't he? At the near post, the classic near post corner. And, yeah, Dresden are tumbling without a trace, if that is a thing. I don't think... Does anything tumble with a trace? I guess like a star in Mario that went boing, boing. That used to have a trace, didn't it? If it wasn't tumbling, it was like bouncing. The magical star? I can't remember what they were called. Showing my age now. But I'm talking the original as well, not like Mario Party or whatever it's called now. Anyway, I'm very happy with how things are going. Keep it up. And this is what we need, to be honest. We need a good performance. The performance we've been putting in have been decent. It's just that we've been lacking sort of clinicality. Whereas now, at least it's 2 shots on target, 2 goals. But again, 7, 8 shots and 3 on target. The ratio of our on-target shooting to the shots we're having, or some would just call it shots on target ratio, is very, very poor. And that is something we do need to look to improve, and potentially something that Sebastian Esposito could improve for us. He's the one I feel like we have to bring in on a free. You just have to bring in someone of that calibre with that name. It's sort of similar to when we signed Martial, right? Martial was on a free. I had to go and bring in Anthony Martial. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Prados, ball through. Oh, it's a great first touch. He's in on goal and he's missed. Oh, Vitek, what a save. What a save from Radek Vitek in goal. This is his chance to cement that number 1 spot. If he plays well and trains well, he keeps it. And that's a good save again. Just calmly collects it out the sky. He is 6'6", so he is a very tall boy. And he just needs to keep his performances up. 60 minutes gone already in this one. I will say, not a fan of the camera. I'm going to turn it back to sideline, I think. There's no real changes that are needed, so I think we're going to leave it as is at the moment. Senga is the only defender not in the 7s of the back 3. Yeah, now Moreira's just dropped down. So Alabakir, who did train very well as well, unlucky to sort of miss out due to his training, will come in for a run. I could bring Nappy on, but the thing is Senga's the fittest out there, so there's no need to change it if it's not falling apart. But we will bring on Zahovic for some fresh legs for Tashi up front. In that target forward, where, as we said, Zahovic is so versatile. And I'm not even saying that just because I generally really, really like him as a player. We've got an injury. It's Luka Zahovic. I shouldn't have said nothing. LZ90. What's wrong with you, my boy? A foot. He's broken his foot. He's definitely broken his foot. Matt Smith's going to go. Is he? Or do I bring on Mohamedou Ward? No, we'll bring on Matt Smith. Mohamedou Ward definitely can't play as a target forward. He's like 5'2" or something. Sissoko's knackered in the middle as well. He's playing very well, but you need to keep it fresh in the middle of the park. Rietz can come off. No, he can't. Stierlin isn't on the bench because he didn't train very well. Just trying to think what else we could do. We could drop... Well, Kalemba's come on, so let's drop Rietz there. And then we'll do Rietz for Angulo, because Angulo likes to attack from midfield, so that's fine. And then Rietz off, and we will bring on Mohamedou Ward back from injury. Coming on for a game. That is all of our subs. But, yeah, Luka Zahovic... Oh, that's probably going to be a broken foot and out for a long, long time, which is just an absolute nightmare. Not what you want when you're his, parent or guardian, as I feel I am now that he signed for my club. Ambrose into back here. Back here, goes the long way around. Dinks in across towards Matt Smith. I thought he was going to go for an outrageous overhead kick. Zimmer. Oh, what a save. No, it's a goal kick. He's just missed. What a twat. What a twat. How has he missed that? It was Ambrose, I think, coming in at the back post. But there's 4 minutes of time added on. And Dresden are going to swing in across towards Zamashvitz at the back post. And Vitek just claims that one out the sky. We'll drop to balanced just to see out these final 4 minutes of the game. But I do think the subs we've brought on should be enough to see this out pretty well and pretty sensibly, because they've got fitness. As Angulo goes over the top towards Matt Smith. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? He is a... Well, he's put the pressure on, and Ambrose has won it back. And Ambrose flicks through. Mohamedou Ward! Oh, Rude would have been so excited. He would have been so excited. I probably would have given him a treat. We'll make that a thing. Every time his signing scores, we'll give him a treat. There's a high chance that Mohamedou Ward won't be here next season, which is a bit harsh on Rude, but he really hasn't lived up to expectations. Blocked the shot. Well done, Zimmer. Great block. To be fair, he's played 4 games, 2 starts, 2 off the bench. This will be another one off the bench, and he's not... He's just... I'll give him a run. I'll give him a run at some point. But it looks like it's going to be a really, really good 2-0 win against Dynamo Dresden. We take that very, very happy. He's very, very quick, Mohamedou Ward. But he is... When he plays, he gets caught offside a lot. That is a terrible pass. Ty comes in. Zimmersfield. Dresden are chucking men forward. Zimmersfield sort of... Oh, good save from Vitek again. He lost the momentum there, Zimmersfield. He probably could have put someone through and didn't. Ref, just blow the whistle. It's been 2 minutes and 20 seconds over. The cross comes in. Crouch with a header over the bar. That will be full time. There's not going to be more after that. And it is full time. 2-0. A clean sheet for Vitek, which is lovely. 12 shots to 13. 5 on target and 4 for us. They did get back into the game, but we did enough in that first half to get the win. Unfortunately, an injury to Luka Zahovic could be the problem. So... my throat is starting to close. We're up to 4th. Wow, a win's taking us to 4th. We're actually only 3 points off Hamburg after I said that. They do have a game in hand. But 2 points off Paderborn after I was blowing smoke up all 3 of those teams' arse. We're actually not far off them at all. So, let me know your thoughts about the 4 players. Do we sign them? Luka Zahovic is out for a twisted ankle. Okay, that's not too bad. 5 weeks. Angulo's 1 goal away from the claws. We get the win. So, yeah, let me know... These guys, Doyle, Chambers, Pellegrini and Esposito. I think if we bring in Esposito, we don't need Pellegrini. Both of these would help, I think, Doyle and Chambers. I think Doyle, Chambers and Esposito would be the 3 I bring in. But, yeah. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Let me know a name for the tactic. Let me know what to do with those 3 players. Let me know what you think of the episode. Did you enjoy it? For now, I'll see you soon. I'm out. Cheers.